Hey folks, good morning and welcome back to the channel. We start the video off down at Dayton, Kentucky, where we got one train and didn't get any more yesterday because of the kids' baseball season going on. It's a senior baseball season. It is quite harder to get out and just finish the video, so we're doing them over days time. Now, I'm down in Lawrenceburg. I got one train this morning. It was an Indiana, Ohio train. It was a local, and I'm down here and there's another one, a CSX train coming down the line. I can see it, but he's got to go a certain speed through downtown Lawrenceburg. You guys hear him, that train's a coming. All right, so I'm gonna get that video rolling, everybody. Stay tuned. Well, folks, good morning from Dayton, Kentucky. I've actually never filmed at this location before, just because it's kind of not, it's not remote, but it's like, this is the old Chesapeake and Ohio line for CSX. Excuse me, they don't do a lot of traffic around here, but they are right now. They had a few trains on Saturday, like a 4 to 5 hour period. I saw like 4 trains, plus 2 more a few hours after that. Now, I don't know if I want to stay down here all day, you know, obviously, but I want to stay down here long enough to get a couple trains, maybe 1, maybe 2. This is the first one of the day. I've actually been here, it's about 9:30, or actually almost 10 o'clock. So I've been here for a while waiting, but it's not a big deal. A train coming, those gates down there, they don't have lights or bells or lights, or bells or, yeah, bells. It's just crossbuck protected with lights. SD23T4, that's cool. This might be a local, y'all, I don't know. Get closer to the rig here. So this line goes all the way to Canova and then Huntington, West Virginia. Runs along the Ohio River almost the entire way. There's not many a mixed manifest that runs along this line. There's a lot of coal that runs along this line. But if CSX no longer has to reroute coal to the CC sub, sodium hydroxide solution, propylene oxide. This also could be quote unquote a local. It does work at different businesses along the river. I didn't hear my radio go off. I heard it somewhat, probably when they were coming through Latonia. So Latonia, there's 3 lines. They could go this way, they can go down the CC sub, or they can go down the LCL. Got a nice one here. I know I started recording just a tad early, but About 25 mile an hour through here is their limit, I believe. It's windy out today, mid-50s, partly cloudy, or partly sunny, whatever you want to call it. Oh, the wind, it's chilly. Lots of hazmat on this guy. They're picking up speed. Once they get out of the bends of the Latonia and Dayton area, they can pick up speed. So man, he is picking up good speed. I believe I see the end. Alrighty-o, that was awesome. I've never caught a train here on the C&O line. Obviously, I've caught them down in Augusta, and I was trying to go down there today, but I believe the ferry down there is closed for high winds. The river is looking really angry because, well, the water's going one way, and the wind is going the next. So the water is going west right now. Like, that's kind of the way the current goes in the Ohio River. It's like just, it snakes, but it's west. And then the wind is blowing out of the west. So put two and two together, and there you go. You got a ton of whitecats. Anyways, there goes the train, folks. You stay tuned for more. Whether it's here or whether it's somewhere else, we are gonna get something. All right, stay tuned. All right, everybody, I stopped at Gilday Recreation Area. There's a sign. It is the city of Cincinnati. Part of the city of Cincinnati, this area is. This is Adamsville, or Riverside. Like, kind of, yeah, Riverside. So this here is the Central Indiana Railroad. So CIND, C-I-N-D. I know I've said it's Indiana, Ohio before, but I was wrong. And with research, discovered that's what that is. So this is the Central Indiana Railroad. Now, they use that. That's what these outside tracks are. So if you're ever down here and you wonder what that is, that's what that is. Now, there's the city of Cincinnati in the distance. There we go, better picture. A little cloudy today. So this area about a week ago, where my truck was just where the water line was. So there's the Ohio River over there, right? And you can see all the mud that was up there. So where my truck was, in the front of my truck was sitting, is where the water was up to, and it was getting this business or whatever. But it looks like they're back in. So hey, they're back in business. But anyways, this was CSX, and as I was coming from that direction over there, I heard a train. I heard its bells. So CSX uses this line also. So Indiana, Ohio actually uses both lines. So that derailment situation that I filmed in Addison last summer or fall or whatever, I can't remember when I filmed it, that was Central Indiana Railroad. So this is CSX. And I saw that locomotive coming. I think if he's going to stop, I'm going to give it a little bit of time and see what happens. But if I don't get a train here, that's, you know, they're few and far between here. So if I do, I do. Look at that sky. That's cool. It shows up well on the camera. If I don't, I don't. So stay tuned, folks. All right, folks, good morning. I've moved over to Lawrenceburg. It's the next day, and look all the way down there. We got a train coming. That's a red over yellow. I believe that's like a medium approach or something. I can't exactly remember, but I'm in Lawrenceburg. Look, there's so much street running. These trains go right down the middle of Main Street here. And anyways, well, this isn't Main Street. I can't remember what is the name of the street. I'm drawing a blank. I'll figure it out. We got a train coming. I'm gonna be here for a little bit this morning. To catch a train. We got one coming with Indiana and Ohio, but it could be the Central Railroad of Indiana. It could be CIND. I've talked about that yesterday. So when I leave Lawrenceburg, I'm gonna continue down US 50 like I did yesterday, trying to get the train. There's no one coming. Let me get all the way over here. Ow. Come on, listen to me. We got a train all the way down there. It's coming. I think it might be switching though. That looked like it got some train crews down there, but we're gonna wait for them to get here. And we'll see what's going on. So look at this rail. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's 115 pounds per yard, rolled by Lackawanna. It is rolled in 1955. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dashes. So July in 1955. That's actually some really small rail, but that guy's coming. He's got a signal. So we'll see what goes on. Not hearing any horns. CSX uses these tracks too, so we'll see what happens here. But can't tell. Yeah, look like he's moving, but gates are activated all through there. Oh, there he comes. But maybe he's starting to move. I crank on my radio here. I haven't even got to turn it on. I pulled into this parking spot. I saw that locomotive when I was coming around the bend, but it doesn't look like he was moving, and he didn't have any lights on, so I figured I got a little time. I know he's got some cars on it. CIND, Central Railroad of Indiana, and Indiana, Ohio, I guess. They work that distillery over there, Lawrenceburg Distillery, and other things, some other industries. Anyways, here they come. You just hear these gates activating. There's no bells. Very short. Only got a few cars. That's it. Just a small little local. Nothing to it. Let's keep following him. That's a cop? I don't know what that was. He's going beyond the flood wall there. I don't know if we're going to be able to see him drop that signal or not, because he got in front of it. But there he goes beyond the flood wall. This is some almost street running. It like splits the street in half. So that's kind of neat. Well, I'm going to sit there and crank on my radios and see what I can get. Eat some breakfast. Hopefully we get more than that train. We get one more and then we'll move on. Because we ain't going to get a lot on this line. We can stay here all day and get maybe one or two. All right, folks, stay tuned. All right, everybody, I stopped at Gilday Recreation Area. There's a sign. It is the city of Cincinnati. Part of the city of Cincinnati, this area is. This is Adamsville, or Riverside. Like, kind of, yeah, Riverside. So, this here is the Central Indiana Railroad. So, CIND, C-I-N-D. I know I've said it's Indiana, Ohio before, but I was wrong. And with research, discovered that's what that is. So this is the Central Indiana Railroad. Now, they use that. That's what these outside tracks are. So if you're ever down here and you wonder what that is, that's what that is. Now, there's the city of Cincinnati in the distance. There we go, better picture. A little cloudy today. So this area about a week ago, where my truck was just where the water line was. So there's the Ohio River over there, right? And you can see all the mud that was up there. So where my truck was, in the front of my truck was sitting, is where the water was up to, and it was getting this business or whatever. But it looks like they're back in. So hey, they're back in business. But anyways, this was CSX, and as I was coming from that direction over there, I heard a train. I heard its bells. So CSX uses this line also. So Indiana, Ohio actually uses both lines. So that derailment situation that I filmed in Addison last summer or fall or whatever, I can't remember when I filmed it, that was Central Indiana Railroad. So this is CSX. And I saw that locomotive coming. I think if he's going to stop, I'm going to give it a little bit of time and see what happens. But if I don't get a train here, that's, you know, they're few and far between here. So if I do, I do. Look at that sky. That's cool. And it shows up well on the camera. If I don't, I don't. So stay tuned, folks. All right, folks, we got lights and gates activated here in Lawrenceburg for a CSX train finally. Now, we don't get a whole lot of action on this line, all right? Not a lot at all is going to come through here. You maybe get one, you maybe get two. Over a 24-hour period, I would say 4 or 5. And that's sitting here time in and time out. So you got no gates, you got no bells. All you got is really old crossings that really need to be replaced. Anyways. Yeah, these cars can come and go as they please. There's no gates. If they want to run in front of the train, they can. Be able to catch them dropping that signal. There's Tubby. Man, it's a heavy grain train. It's shaking everything. Well, this is all grain. Grain or cement, maybe. I don't, you know, it's cement. This is cement cars. You can see it at the top. No wonder they're so heavy. Shaking the whole ground. These are almost street running tracks. Except the street and the street is separated by the tracks. Like in the middle. This is East William Street where I'm standing. Not this street, but the street that's in front of me is East William Street. It goes east to west. I couldn't think of it earlier and then I looked it up. Well, there they go. I'll look back, make sure there's no cars behind me. You can walk here. I believe that was L452. Not sure exactly where he comes from, but that was a CSX train called on the radio. CSXT L54 clear Lawrenceburg. All right, everybody, that was pretty awesome right there. Good train, shaking the ground too. Well, that's number 3. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, I moved back close to home, St. Bernard, to hopefully catch my last train, because after that local went through Lawrenceburg, there was nothing else. So, see if this guy's gonna run the gate. Yes, he is. A nice little mixed manifest here. It's like a lot of potash though. I'm guessing that's what that is. Not seeing any potash cars, but I don't know, I saw some red on it. I don't know if that was but these graders are full of something, whatever they are. This will probably be the final train for this episode. That's potash for sure. Wow, look at that bright blue one. Oh. will be the final train for me when I get home. The dog's out. I don't see the end of this one yet, so we got a pretty good train here. Got some ethanol loads here. Well, I don't know. This might be the final train. This might not. We'll figure it all out as it goes along. If it is, no big deal. If it ain't, also no big deal. All right, man. DPU coming through. All right. There they go, folks. That's pretty cool. I do love recording trains down here. Well, we'll see what happens here in the future. Stay tuned. Hey folks, I want to thank you guys for joining me for this episode. I had some fun. I love recording in places that people don't get a whole lot of records or recording or videos of trains, like down there on the C&O line in Dayton, Kentucky. I know I've recorded on the C&O, but that was in Augusta, and I would love to do that again, so we'll do that soon. And down there in Lawrenceburg, where we get technically the street running trains, we got 2 of those as well. And probably come back here and get in this Norfolk Southern train right in St. Bernard. That was pretty cool. But anyways, it's time to head home. It's time to do some other stuff. I've enjoyed out here. It's a great day. It's a beautiful day out. But it is time to hit the old dusty trail. I really do appreciate you guys joining me. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out right here, y'all. So like, comment, subscribe, share if you haven't done so already. Okay, hit the little alert button. You'll get all the notifications for when I post. And if you have more time, please watch another video, because every video you watch really helps my channel, and I really do appreciate that. It needs all the help it can get right now. You know, YouTube, like I said, YouTube's changing things around. And don't forget about a couple of ads. Watch some commercials for me. That's about as far as I'll go when it comes to getting paid. Like, I won't ever have an agenda on this channel. I won't ever let anybody. I won't ever sell out. So I'll tell you that. All right, folks. Until we meet again out there on the rails. Have a great day.